Good morning and welcome to Where's Your Next? There's so much I could talk to you about today. I'm out doing gig work again. It was about 4.5 months ago. I was sitting in a parking lot here in Tooele, and I had gotten the news of my circumstance where my boss at the time at the source and recruit company said, "Hey, I am tight on revenue and I can't keep you." Later he wrote me a letter of recommendation. Oh man, it's been a grind. The story I have to tell of the lessons learned about job search and career search and staying true to yourself. I referenced Shout Your Freedom from Skillet. And I also referenced Switchfoot's song, Dare You to Move. There was some irony in the fact that just literally 3 weeks before that incident where I got the call and got the lowdown that that was going to happen, I had been at a VIP event, and I want to show you this. It now hangs at rear view. The VIP from Switchfoot. That was the badge I was wearing when I went to their concert. And I've always been a fan of theirs. They've had influence on me from when I was in college. And their song, Dare You to Move, really resonated with me at the time. And I felt some strength that lifted me at the time. And I knew it was going to be a hard days ahead. There'd be days, there'd be grinding, trying to make money in the gig economy. I applied to Domino's. I was doing pizza delivery too. And unemployment, I made too much. Made too much money for unemployment. Can you even believe that? No, that's what it's there for. It's supposed to help you make ends meet, but it's not very much money. $700 a week. Literally, if I worked my behind off all those days straight, I can make more money than what unemployment provides. So my journey has been amazing. I've met amazing people. I've met entrepreneurs. One of whom was a CEO who's been directly mentored by Damon John. That was this week. And I'm hoping I can join their company. That could be the opportunity that could change everything. Waiting to hear today. We'll see. Interview, I think, went really well. Had another company that took 3 to 4 weeks. They're supposed to have an interviewer get back to me. I'm not going to name the company because I don't shame. It's not my style. I am very frustrated with them, but it happens. This is the nature of the job search. I had another company that brought me through the entire process only to decide at the very end that he couldn't do remote. It's many recruiters have been laid off. My audience on this channel is a mix of both gig economy people, people who do DoorDash, Uber Eats, like me. And that was my side gig, right? But gosh, thank goodness for the gig economy. Wow, it's been a lifesaver these last few years. And going out and hustling and making my own money and just doing it outside of a W-2. Nobody would tell you how valuable of a life skill that is. Just knowing how to hustle and find other ways to make cash. I've never in my entire career had to be between, two W-2 jobs for 3 months. Never happened. You know, Domino's is W-2, but I don't really count it because it's the base rate is not, it's definitely more of a gig job than it is a regular job, I think. So that's the way I look at it. But between Domino's and Roadie and Uber Eats, Instacart, DoorDash, just all these gig apps and Spark, I've been able to make it. Somehow. I haven't filmed as much of those, as much as I wanted to. It's hard to do gig content when it is your primary, but you're also doing job search on top of it. So just to edit videos, I had to put priorities first, which was, get reach outs to employers, do all this, use my skills as a recruiter to reach out to companies and decision makers. So it gives me a very interesting place in the economy as to what is going on. I mean, we are in such a weird time, and I don't know how to explain it. Just 2 years ago, it was gangbusters. Everybody was looking for recruiters. Prior to being, taking a couple of targeted risks, and again, I considered them risks because I had been in a comfortable spot. I had been at ADP for 9 years. I once had a manager who told me, don't ever be afraid in your career to take a risk. That was the best wisdom ever given me. I'm going to get emotional now because that human being was so on target. Because to believe in yourself is to take a risk. And it's such an amazing journey, the lessons I've learned in the past 4 years since COVID. During COVID, I was at ADP through about July of 2021. And then I got a call from the LDS Church to go recruit for them. I needed the opportunity to grow international recruiting experience. I knew it. I knew I needed the global perspective. I knew how much that would benefit my career going forward. To really have that vision, that understanding of how recruiting fits into the world, a world organization, right? It's just interesting to see what's it like in different countries and their recruiting needs versus strictly US-based recruiting. I don't know how to explain it any other way, but I needed that experience. So about 1.5 years in, I made another move to the Source and Recruit company last year. And I'm not a job hopper, I wanted to stick around. I mean, my goal was like, okay, I'm going to stick around. I'm going to try to stay for a couple years, right? That was the goal. At least 2, maybe 3, because I like to stick for, a fair amount of time. The first year is learning everything. You might be putting out fires. You might be trying to, and you try to leave the place that you were working for better than you found it. And in many ways, I've done that in my career. I've given back to the talent acquisition community. I've given back to the gig economy community as well. Sharing ideas, sharing content, sharing videos, stuff like that. And I want to thank this channel. You guys have been extremely supportive of me and my content creation journey as I've just been learning and growing and trying to figure it out. And I hope to monetize this channel someday. It'll come. I firmly believe that I'm on the right track, that I'm doing amazing things. Shout your freedom. It makes me think of, the words of that song are so incredible because it talks about being successful with your own vision is really what it's about. It's not being necessarily a lone wolf, right? It's not that. It's you need other people to help you in your career, go forward, do things. But I've always believed in giving back. It's like it's an amazing concept that when you give back to others, you always get more back in tenfold. And it was a little scary. I mean, man, it's been a scary ride. I mean, there were months in the last 3 months I didn't know if we were going to make it. Like, are we going to have enough? Are we going to be able to pay the mortgage? Or are we going to have to call the creditors and figure out what to do? But somehow, through God's grace, when you're out hustling, when you're out working your behind off to try to make money, when you don't have a steady income, it really gives you another perspective of how to be bold and how to be courageous in doing that. Which I think is why a lot of you connect with gig economy content, right? I think that's why. But today, I'll just let this be the message of this journey, that, it's an update to you guys. My gratitude is for making it. I had this interview yesterday and just met some incredible people, and I'm hoping I can join that team, because that would be insanely awesome. Just a dream come true. I mean, it checks all the boxes. It's the right amount of income. It's a great growth opportunity from the standpoint of getting to help run a recruiting desk and set a recruiting function in motion and give it structure and give a growing company some support, right? I mean, they've operated out of just strictly HR, and they're at a really interesting place. But what a great journey. What an amazing ride. I've seen pretty much everything in job search you could possibly see. I have gone through the ups and downs and the emotions when you think you're close to getting a job. You're following up with people to see where they're at. But there's been, I think, one of the best things that this journey has taught me is candidate experience. So when I do land as a recruiter, once again, which will happen, it's getting close. Had some really good interviews, and just, got to keep going. There's a principle in life that as you're putting your best foot forward and you're growing and you're trying to do things, I go back to Ed Milet. Ed Milet really inspires me as a human being. He wrote about his dad, and just how go one more day, keep going one more day. You get to the end of one day, something disappointing happens, then you're on a high because you had some amazing things happen the next day. It's the same with gig economy work, right? I mean, you could have a whole bunch of great orders in a row, then you get some really bad ones in a row, and you're like, dang, what's going on? And then and the next day, things are rocking and rolling and amazing things are happening. I was talking to a friend of mine, a good dude who I helped place. And, I'm going to let this video be about 20 minutes because I think, I am rambling, kind of talking, just thinking through. It's just me vlogging right now. And shout out to my good friend Corey Allen, who's an amazing human being. Helped place him at ADP when we were opening our office in Tempe, Arizona. And he was a game-changing leader, That approached him. He wasn't really ready to make a move. I found out later he was a member of my faith. Now he was telling me his journey about how he was trying to figure things out and what he was going to do. And he got to the point where he thought to himself, I don't know if this corporate America thing's for me. I want to continue to be a corporate recruiter. It's where I belong. Internal talent acquisition's a passion. Finding talent, bringing the talent to the table, getting them involved, getting them excited. It's always been what I've been about. Being able to do a pipeline strategy, get people to a proactive state versus reactive. This is what drives me, and that's what's going to carry me into the next phase of my career. regardless of where it lands. But shouting your freedom, being an entrepreneur, he started his own insurance agency, guys. He's working with a partner, and he set up his own livelihood. And now I could possibly partner with him on a part-time basis selling insurance, if I so choose, which I'm thinking the first step is to get my sea legs under me, have the main job all secured. And you know what? If it takes a year, so be it. I'm at the point now where shouting your freedom really means so much now. That video, if you go back and watch it, you'll find it. It was 180 views. I was amazed at how many people connected with it. But what a journey. What lessons learned in job search and being an entrepreneur and getting the door slammed in your face and people saying no. You know, you could go to any posting on LinkedIn that's a recruiter role right now. And if you look at the easy apply ones especially, or even the ones that are, you know, the corporate ones that are, you know, big companies, thousands of recruiters for one role. Just absolutely insane. And I've never seen anything like it, to be honest. I think what happened was, again, the Fed, when they cut interest rates, all the free money was gone. So companies are being extra careful. However, they still need to hire. There's 3 sectors that are currently hiring the most. Education, government, and healthcare. Those are the 3 sectors right now that are like gangbusters, where all the jobs are mostly. But whatever's going on in the economy, it's kind of a wait and see kind of feel right now. And I think has to do with the election year. There's so many other things that have to do with it. There's subtle undercurrents to the economy as well. I mean, we just kind of take a look at all these different things. It's been such an amazing journey, and the absolute humanity of people who are not only praying for me and my family that will land and, you know, get those benefits back underneath us. The sheer amount of support and the people that I didn't know who I'd affected as a human being in my recruiting community and helped. There are many people who picked up the phone and called me and were sending me opportunities and just being there, because it's a grind. It really is. It's hard. I mean, you know you have value. You know you have what it takes to be a great recruiter. And you've always been a good recruiter in your career. But then you're hustling in the gig economy. And I've got 2 types of friends out there. These amazing humans. Gig economy friends checking in on me, saying, "Hey, how you doing? You're doing okay." And I'm saying, "Hey, yeah, man, I'm making it." And they're giving me advice on the gig economy and what to do to keep that, you know, best practices to keep that money rolling in. And then I've got other friends, people who have impacted my life at some segment along the way, who will still pick up the phone and network with me. But wow, I am so grateful. I mean, I've been through so many experiences. I've been through the ghosting, I've been through the ups and downs of the job search when you feel like you're close and someone's like, you know, really interested, and then they get undercut by their boss. You know, the whole thing, every single issue, every single nuance that you could possibly see has happened to me. Which in a sense, I suppose, helps with empathy, and it motivates me to give back, because people have had my back. My old bosses, my old friends, people who just cared, people reaching out and saying, "Mike, you are a thought leader in your space. You know what you're talking about. You know what you're doing." and you're going to be an amazing hire when the time comes. I'm here to tell you, don't give up. And on a human level, the reach outs and the support and people who have supported me in these past few months have touched my heart. I've been so blessed. And karma has a way of giving back to you when you're trying to give back and help others while you're going through it too. The universe has a way of coming full circle. It really does. So keep giving back, no matter what. Keep making content that inspires if you're into content creation. That's exactly what it's all about. So from me to you guys today, just feeling a great deal of gratitude on this Friday morning, April 19th. Thinking to myself, man, I'm so dang close to an offer. I've turned down two. Maybe. I turned down two, and I had another one that was coming to a close, but budget got pulled. It's been every single thing that could happen at a job search has pretty much happened to me. So, which goes to show that's why shouting your freedom is so important. That message from Skillet, that core, is what it's all about. And here we are, 5 months. It's about 4 months now, right? Yeah, it'll be 5 months. Ooh, that's crazy. 5 months by the end of April. But what a journey. An absolute crazy journey. And again, I've learned so much in this past few months. How to tell my message, how to share who I am. The people who've given me the opportunity to let my voice be heard, thanks to Hire Easy, my friends at SourceCon, friends at ERE, amazing human beings that pick up the phone and just want to hear what I have to say. So, on this Friday, as it seems like things may come together here pretty soon. And again, if I go another month, if I have to pick up the phone and call 1,000 employers until I finally land. Many of the reach outs that I do, conversations have gone something like this. Hey, thanks for calling, and thank you for your it's basically gumption to reach out, just the initiative. That's the word. Thank you for taking the initiative to reach out to us. We really value that, and we are definitely keeping you in mind when a time comes. That's the message. We don't have an opening right now because it's not in our head count or our plan yet. We're just being extra careful. Now, I respect that. I think a lot of employers are in that boat. It's just because of the rate hikes. It's just because of, people are trying to take it one day at a time. But what a beautiful thing. You are the CEO of your own life. You are, it's such an important thing to be. You got to be on your game every day. Doesn't matter what people say. You've got a special skill set that's unique only to you, and you have to know how to share it and explain it and put it out there. So if it's consulting I have to do, maybe I act on my own and I go out and I take a project here or there, whatever. I'm a free agent. That's what I do. Shout your freedom. That's the message today, right? I mean, it couldn't be more clear. Having gone through this and having learned, it's just a matter of time, And it's a beautiful thing when you're on the path and you're figuring it out and you're somehow making it happen. There is something to be said for that, and my phone keeps ringing. I keep having conversations. I have people tell me, hey, you're on top of mind when the timing comes. And any of those calls could turn into an offer at any point in time. In fact, every single person I've spoken to could be a future contact that I reach out to again when the timing's right. And so there's the message today. Don't give up. Keep going. Whatever it is you do. And keep putting good out into the world. Shout your freedom. That's it from Where's Your Next. Thanks for listening. This was a 25-minute vlog. I don't know if anybody will listen to it, but hey, I'm going to post it as is. But shout your freedom. 4 months later, lessons learned. What a journey. It's been a beautiful one. And again, a reminder, when I sat across the table from these guys at Switchfoot, and I asked them, why'd they write Dare You to Move? And he said they had a choice to make. It was either music or the traditional way that the world said. Go the traditional route through college and do something they weren't passionate about, which means something. Find your passion. Go after it. For me, it's TA. I can't give up until I land at the right place, right time. And yesterday, I feel like I connected with many of the folks on that interview. Now I'm just waiting. And I hope today will be the news I want to hear. And if not, I did my best. I suppose that's what it takes. You got to keep getting up, keep going. And then eventually you break through. That's what that song's about, by the way. It's just an amazing song. Dare You to Move by Switchfoot. And Shout Your Freedom by Skillet. Both of them, big influence in this job search. Big influence on the way I saw myself, the way that I put myself out into the world, and the way I hung in there every day. Well, we're at 27 minutes. So I'm going to call it quits on this vid, as I just kind of blabbed to you guys for a while. But until next time on Where's Your Next, more content will be coming. Great conversations ahead. And beautiful days ahead, too. Don't ever give up. Stay the course. That's what it's all about. Peace. Mike out.